accolades or any legacy.
KnuckleMania 6!
When I hit you,
well, what do you think of that? I know it's about
worth it to get up.
7 o'clock here in Ireland at the minute, 7 o'clock in the evening. And yeah, I was watching it, but didn't turn out the way I thought it would. I don't know about you, but a lot of them fights I thought,
in the end,
like,
fighter learns
obviously Ben, I thought he would have it, but
this sport doesn't care about reputation.
Feeling sorry for him.
It only respects what you're willing to
Ben
do.
Bonner, like Ben, done really well, you know what I mean? Really well, and I just thought maybe, I don't know, against Austin Trout, I'm not too sure, but he did really well, and he's a great personality for BKFC. That's a fact, you know what I mean? So if they're looking for superstars, definitely Ben Bonner is definitely one of them. He's a future star. Right, so I reckon after all that action, it's time to maybe chill out, you know what I mean? Chill out, have a drink, maybe have a big smoke, and just talk about what happened, you know what I mean? Because I have to say that was one of the most exciting things I've ever seen. You know, I'm not following the BKFC that long, but it's starting to grow on me big time, you know? It's an exciting sport. Now, it's quite difficult to watch it here in Ireland when, you know, it's on so late, like, it didn't finish up here till about 4 o'clock in the morning, which is a bit shit, let's be honest about it. But maybe next time I go to Philadelphia, huh? How about that? I think it'd be an awful lot easier than staying up all night, you know. But because I've been looking up, it's not that expensive to fly over there. Do you know what I mean? And the accommodation's all right. So anyway, look it. So I just keep it so I'm not getting names wrong and stuff like that. Just I popped up something here on from the internet just to make sure get the names right. Because I have been following all these people in fairness, like, you know what I mean? They're like, you know, like Johnny Gabarino, like, you have to give him credit. You know what I mean? He's probably the future, one of those future stars. Like, he's probably maybe 3 or 4 fights away from, you know, having a main event somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And he would pull a serious crowd. And he's the type of guy that probably pulls in a lot of casuals as well, you know, to give him credit, you know. So, anyway, like I said earlier, Ben Rothwell, like, that gutted me. Like, he is for such a big guy, big nasty looking dude, he is just a sound looking dude, and you don't really want to see anything wrong going on with him, like, but unfortunately that's the way it goes. So that's the 3rd loss he's had with that guy, and must be devastating for him. But sure, look at, hopefully maybe this will be an excuse. Maybe he'd have to have a few more fights and build himself back up, and obviously maybe be a rematch at some stage, and hopefully will avenge that loss. You know, that's what I'd like to see, but I don't know. That's me anyway, okay? Now, so Patrick Brady was definitely the guy that I was rooting for on that fight, and that was a brutal fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, the Bear Hill, like, you have to give him credit. He is just a massive effing dude. Like just the back on him is just, you know what I mean? The back is as wide as his whole chest. You know what I mean? But so anyway, credit to him, and obviously we'll not be seeing him again because he's retiring. Like, and what a way to go out, I'll say, right? Yeah. But so let's say, yeah, Jade Mason Wong. You know, I had Pittman in that one, believe it or not. I just thought Pittman might just be a bit more aggressive or something for some reason, but obviously not, you know. And Jade Mason Wong, like, you have to give her credit, like, you know what I mean. And look, she's a good looking girl anyway, but like, she's a fucking savage. So hopefully she gets a fight with one of the higher levels girls in the BKFC, like, you know, that'll, you know, put her up a wee bit. But I tell you one thing, she will sell tickets easy, because let's face it, she's good looking girl, and everyone likes to see good looking girl. Unfortunately, right? You know. Anyway, so Mike Richmond and Joe Amaro. I thought Joe Amaro was doing really well. He was doing fucking well, in fairness to him. And Mike Richmond, that wasn't an easy win for him. I tell you that. He scraped that one. Don't give a shite. And maybe the people that are more used to looking at this kind of thing would know better than me, but as far as I'm concerned, Mike Richmond was quite happy to. He probably put the feet up after that one, and you mightn't see him for a while after that. Do you know what I mean? So, Joel Amaro, give him credit, he did a great fight. And actually, in fairness, if I was betting, I would have bet on Mike Richmond on that one, being honest. Okay, so, I would have won that one. Now, Pat Sullivan. My God, Pat Sullivan. Like, Pat Sullivan. Sound fucking dude, but just doesn't have it. Doesn't have the grit, unfortunately, maybe. I don't know what it is, but Pat, very disappointing. I thought he would have a chance to, you know. But anyway, I don't know where Pat's going to go from here. Maybe he's just going to be some guy that's, I don't know. I'm not going to say that, but he did well. Look at second go out. He should have. Like, I seen him at the corner, and he was complaining about a cut, which was fair enough. You're going to get cuts anyway, but he seemed to be complaining about it in a way that was a bit soft. I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on. But look at, give him a chance. Maybe he needs a few more fights to get back into it. Maybe just get more used to it. And you know, look, he's a great character. Pat's a great character, and I think he'd do BKFC really good. He could stay there. But at the same time, he needs to, you know. Anyway. So, who we got now? Cody Russell. Like, Cody Russell, I thought Harrison was going to win that one. Like, before I watched the fight and all that kind of thing, I thought Harrison, because I was listening to an interview of him about a few days ago. He sounded like a guy that was, you know, ready to go. But, geez, fair play to Cody Russell. He gave him credit, you know what I mean? And that's the thing about bare knuckle, you just don't know. You don't know who's going to win. Like, all it takes is one punch, and it's over, you know? But look at, you got to give everybody, Lex Ludlow, I'd have had him down to win. But I have to say Zach Calmus. I think he could get hit by a truck, and he'd still be standing. Do you know what I mean? Let's be straight. But, yeah, that's good. So, Lex Ludlow, I'd like to see if he could, say, Pat Brady. I thought Pat Brady would be someone that would go on, you know what I mean? But maybe Lex Ludlow would kind of take on from him, or be that type of guy that is a good speaker, you know what I mean? Good talker. And he seems to be a good character as well. So, fair play to him, you know. And that was a bit of a war, really, you know what I mean? Like, Zach Calmus, he gives plenty, but he kind of takes more than what he gives, you know what I mean? And he's just, that's what you're going to get. The last two guys on the card, Prince Nassim, yeah, fair play to him, first day out, so, you know what I mean? He seems to be a guy that's going to, you know, make waves as it goes along. And Joshua Oxendane, what you can say about him? Like, seems to be a guy that seems to be taken on from that King Kai or something like that. He seems to be a guy that's looked at King Kai and seems to be copying his ways or wants to be like him. And fair play to him. He seems to be. Well, I know there's a lot of boos in the crowd when that fight was on, but he didn't get hit. He didn't get hurt. And at the end of the day, people need to remember, it's great to have all these wars and stuff like that, but if you're able to win a fight without getting hit, without getting badly hurt, for your own sake, that's good. Do you know what I mean? So, that's KnuckleMania 6. Now, that's very brief, a bit of a dodgy run through on what happened, but that's as good as it's going to get at the minute. But, I'm going to have a drink now. And might watch a few of the replays or something like that, do you know what I mean? And but look it, hope you all had a good time. I fucking tell you, I'm going to watch that. I'm looking forward to the year ahead. You know what I mean? When it comes to BKFC, it's going to be an awesome year. An awesome year. And the one thing I liked about this time, as opposed to other times, is that you used to always watch the BKFC because McGregor was around. I wanted to see what McGregor was doing or whatever the hell. And he wasn't here in this one. And he didn't need to be there. You know what I mean? The guys that are already there at the moment are, well, as far as I'm concerned, is that, well, I suppose I've been following them for a year now, I suppose. You know what I mean? So I've got invested in some of their characters and the stories and stuff like that. So I think their own homegrown BKFC stars are starting to hold it up on their own, and they're not really dependent on McGregor eyeballs as much. Do you know what I mean? Which is good for the BKFC. The BKFC needs to be able to stand up as its own. I know McGregor's going to be involved in that Fight Club thing, whatever it is, and fair play, that's great. But I think the BKFC is well able to stand up on its own, and I have to say they're starting to develop some really good, strong characters that's going to push it forward a year ahead. Okay, look it. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. All right, thank you. Bye.